La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Well, I've had the Ducati Monster 1200R for just about a year now. Unfortunately, I've only done 1,813 miles. Just life, finding time. But in that time, I think the only mod I've done is to fit some crash bungs to it. And that's really about it. And put my mobile phone holder on. So really what I can say about it is it is a great bike, and it does everything so well. It really does. And it is a very quick bike, but it's just not. It's not got the top end. Well, obviously on this bike you don't want the top end. It's useless. You can't really use it. But it's not got that, you know, when you're going through the gears and you get up towards the top and you go, fuck me, that's fast. This isn't that bike. Believe me though, it's very, very quick. But it never really makes you think, shit. Like my Tuono, I'm actually seriously thinking about getting another Tuono. I'm actually really sort of in a quandary as to whether or not to get a Tuono. I quite fancy the latest factory Tuono, but the problem I've got is the fact that the Duke actually does everything so well, and it handles beautifully. It's very light, and for 90% of the time it is just the perfect bike. It is a fabulous bit of kit to ride. But it just doesn't have that, I don't know, that scary bit about it when you ride it. You know, when you're giving it the berries, and the front wheel's popping up here, there and everywhere, and you're going, Christ, that's quick. The Ducati doesn't really have that. So although you're still getting to the same speeds, and you're probably getting to them probably nigh on as quick, it just doesn't feel that. So yeah, well, to sum it up, it doesn't have the drama of the Tuono. It's a bit more sensible. But it is a great bike, and that's the problem I've got, is the fact that it's such a good bike. I'm actually really reluctant to let it go, because, you know, just for that one thing. So I'm probably, well, I think I've probably made my mind up to keep it. But I've just done that, and on the Chuono it would have been flipping loft in the front wheel. You'd have been fighting it, which would have made it a lot more entertaining. But the Duke just gets on, digs in and does it with absolutely no drama. Which I mean, in one way, absolutely you want that. In another way, you want all the pantomime. So, yeah, it's a tricky one. So I think, well, I'm fairly sure. I mean, I'm getting married again next year. So, well, I say again, I was married for 35 years, and I'm getting married again to my lovely lady. Different lady, obviously, but. So I could do without spending the money, because we're going to have some work done on the house. So I could do is sort of not spending for a bit. Ooh, she's right at mid-shafty. Look at my lady, she's right behind me on her Z9. So it would make sense actually for me to keep it, because the Monster's all bought and paid for. So yeah, I'm thinking it's pointing towards I'm keeping it, which is a good thing, really. I mean, it's a really good bike. Well, it's a great bike, to be honest. Do I miss the quick shifter and the blippers and all of that? Yeah. It's part of the reason why I'd like the Chuono. Oh, it's fucked up some great bends being beyond the car. So, anyway, what I like about the Monster, it handles really well. Brakes are brilliant. The motor is epic, apart from that bit at the top, you know, that I was talking about lofting it up and all of that. It's not too bad on the fuel. I'm averaging 53 miles to the gallon, which is good. Right, back to what I like. Right. I love the styling of it. I love the way it looks. Although the right hand side where the exhaust comes out is 10 times more attractive than the left hand side where all the plumbing is. It's just a very well balanced bike. It dynamically, the changes that Ducati have made to it to make it more track focused. Although why you wouldn't put a frickin' quick shifter and auto blipper on it if it was to be a track focused is beyond me. But that's a minor thing. So I mean, as I said, in general, I'm smitten with the bike. I think it's a great bike. makes a lovely noise, got good presence. And well, I mean, it's everything a Ducati should be. On the negative side, as a rider, now I'm obviously being a bit of a knob about it, to be honest, saying that it doesn't have the pantomime, but it doesn't, and it doesn't have that bit that where your Tuonos and so forth would sort of like scare the living shit out of you, because you'd be scared it would just, well, for a start off, loop out on you. You don't really get that with this, although I mean it is a really quick bike. I don't like the fact that it hasn't got the quick shifter and the auto blipper, and it doesn't have the which I think is a real flipping miss trick, really, considering it's meant to be the track focused monster. So yeah, bit of a stupid thing to do, really. And it doesn't have the cornering ABS. I mean, it's got ABS, it's got the full gambit of traction control, it doesn't have anti-wheelie, but then again, doesn't particularly need it. Yeah, so you got your ABS, you got your traction control, and that's really, you know, all you need on this bike. So really that's the key things that I don't really like, is, you know, they've sort of for some reason cocked up a bit on the electronics. The motor, although is absolutely epic, up to the sort of like higher mid-range, it doesn't have the shit yourself top end. So I mean, I would say for me it's 90% of what I would say would be my perfect bike, and I think that's pretty good. I think that is sort of, I think that's a done deal, and I think that's why I haven't, I mean, I literally, quite literally, was right on the cusp of pulling the trigger on the new Panigale V4S, and right at the last minute I thought, and not only that, the insurance was like a freaking unbelievable amount of money for an old bloke. I mean, I'm old, nearly 55, so and the insurance was like 700 bloody quid, 770 quid I think it was, and obviously the bike was like 25 grand. So I thought, do you know what, better things to spend my money on. And then I've just been looking at the Tuono factory, the new 2018 one, which is, well, actually some really good deals at the moment, just under 15k with the full Acro exhaust system on it, and it is well, it's a fantastic bike. I had the standard one, 2015, when the V4 1100 first came out, and epics, and that is scary. You literally, I mean, that'll wheelie off of flipping anything. It's just unbelievable. Really, really giggle-inducing bike. It wasn't perfect. The brakes were not. The brakes were good, epic, really good, but I don't know. They don't have the feel I've got on these. It was very tall as well, and very cramped in the legs, and I'm a short ass. So yeah, there's a few things I wasn't really overly impressed on. But if somebody gave me one tomorrow, I'd have it. So I don't think the Tuono is good enough for me to warrant doling out some more cash, losing some money on this one. It's not that good. So that's where I'm at, and I think I'm keeping the Monster. Gonna spend the money on a new dormer on my roof and say done with that and enjoy the Monster, because I mean, what the fuck? Get off your phone.